Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.in.
In continuation to the last class, in this class we are going to discuss about capillary rise, and after that we are going to discuss detergents and surface tension. At last, in this class we are going to discuss example problem, that is 10.2. Okay, right. In the class, is the last class from mechanical properties of fluids. In the chapter 1, this is the last class. Okay, right. In the next class we are going to start a new chapter. Okay, right. Ipo, see here, in this capillary rise, right? In this capillary rise, first we have to discuss what is meant by capillarity. What is meant by capillarity? Okay, right. See, I will tell you one small example for you. You just imagine. With that example, you can understand what is capillarity. What is capillarity? Okay, right. For example, by taking a certain amount of water in a beaker or in a vessel, you just try to take a refill. You know what is refill, right? Not fully refill, just like okay, refill sized pipe, small pipe, same like refill, empty refill, right? Like that. You know, you just try to dip that refill in that water which is present in the tub or beaker, whatever it may be. If you observe carefully, what will happen? If you observe carefully, after inserting that refill into the water which is present in the tub or any other beaker, see, the level of water in the refill is greater than the level of water in the tub or beaker, whatever it may be, right? Okay. Based on this, you know, see, actually what we think, the level of water inside the refill like small, right, pipe, and in the beaker, level of water should be same. Generally that is our imagination. But what is happening practically? The level of water in the refill is higher when compared to the beaker or tub. Okay, right. Now what I am saying is, that is because of capillarity. That is because of capillarity. So the water experience, the fluid experience another important property, capillarity, right? And one more very interesting point here itself is, see, the water going up inside the refill like a small, okay, of having a less area of cross section, having a small hole, okay, against gravity. That is what it's moving against gravity. The same situation you can also see in case of tree and roots. Okay. In case of tree, roots are getting water from surface. Roots are getting water from inside the earth. Inside the earth. Okay, right. See, the roots are getting water from inside the earth, and the water is going to reach the branches of the tree. No, branches of the tree. Okay. When the roots are taking water from inside the earth, and the water is going to give to the branches of the tree, means what will happen? That is against gravity only, no? That is against gravity only. That is against gravity only, right? So here and there, in case of example what I told you, and in case of the tree, and which is getting water from inside the earth, okay, in both the cases the water is moving, the fluid, the important fluid in our daily life also, that is water, which is moving against gravity. Okay, right? Ipo, see this, see the information what we have written on the board. See, one consequences of the pressure difference across a curved liquid air interface is the well-known effect, right? I'll repeat once again. One consequence of the pressure difference across a curved liquid air interface, across a curved liquid air interface is the well-known effect, that water rises up, in a narrow tube, in spite of gravity, okay. One consequence of the pressure difference across a curved liquid air interface is the well-known effect that water rises up in a narrow tube, in spite of gravity. This is what narrow tube, like refill like material. For sake of visibility, I drew with somewhat big size, right? That is, now see here, see the word capilla means like hair. You know what is the size of the hair? You know, one single, right? See, it is, the word capilla means hair in Latin. If the tube were hair thin, the rise would be very large. If the tube were hair thin means what? It is like, it is the thickness or thin, right? So it should be very small like hair. If the tube were hair thin, the rise would be very large. Okay, right? To see this, consider a vertical capillary tube. Of circular cross section. To see this, consider a vertical capillary tube of circular cross section, for example radius A. So this is what radius, now from here to there, this is what radius A, inserted into an open vessel of water. To see this, consider a vertical capillary tube of circular cross section of radius small a inserted into an open vessel of water. This is the open vessel of water. It is the open vessel of water, right? The contact angle between water and glass. See here you can see the contact angle, right? The contact angle between water and glass is acute. Okay, full stop. Thus, the surface of water in the capillary is concave. It is what? Concave. This means that there is a pressure difference. Between the two sides of the top surface. This is the top surface, no? Right, here and here. There is a pressure difference between the two sides of a top surface, right? Full stop. This is given by, like this you can write, Pi minus P naught. Okay, right. If Pi minus P naught is equal to what is, you can write like this, Pi minus P naught, okay, is equal to, right? Pi minus P naught is equal to 2s by r, that is equal to 2s by a cos theta. 2s divided by a cos theta. R is equal to a cos theta. Okay, it is what the radius now, right? It is what the a now. It is theta now. Then what about r? Right? It is what radius ma. It is what that I already mentioned to you. Here it is what the radius of this is small a. Small a. In place of this is what small r ma, right? When it is a, this is a cos theta now. Then you can say that in place of r you can write in place of a you can write that is see here 2s by a secant theta, right? 2s by a, based on that he is writing, right? The same thing you can also write 2s by a into cos theta, because cos theta is equal to, see, just in place of 1 by secant theta he is writing cos theta. Okay, right? Now you can say thus the pressure of the water inside the tube, thus the pressure of the water inside the tube just at the meniscus, the pressure of the water inside the tube just at the meniscus means here ma, just at the meniscus, that is what air water interface, is less than the atmospheric pressure. Important point, please keep in mind. Thus the pressure of water, thus the pressure of the water inside the tube, pressure of the water inside the tube just at the meniscus, just at the meniscus is less than the atmospheric pressure, is less than the atmospheric pressure, right? Okay, now consider the 2 points, consider the 2 points A and B, consider the 2 points A and B as shown in figure, right? It is what A, it is what B. Now they must be at the same pressure, actually this and this must be at the same pressure actually. Okay, see, they must be at the same pressure, namely P naught plus H rho g is equal to P naught plus H rho g is equal to Pi, that is equal to Pa. What is rho here ma? Which is the density of water, and what is the H here, which is the capillary rise, height of the water, which say here you can see capillary rise. H is the capillary rise. Using these two equations, what is what 3 point this one and this one, right? So that's one. That's why I have written clearly from the above two equations. This is one equation and this is one equation. From these two equations, you can write H rho g is equal to Pi minus P naught. H rho g is equal to Pi minus P naught. H rho g is equal to Pi minus P naught, that is equal to 2s by a cos theta. Okay, right, 2s cos theta by a, because cos theta is in the numerator now, that's why no problem, 2s cos theta by a. Okay, right? Now next, the discussion here and the equations, this is what we discussed in our previous class, that is double A is equal to Pi minus P naught into 4 pi r square delta r. Okay, so regarding, and one more equation, that is what in the previous class we discussed, Pi minus P naught is equal to SLA by r, right? So the discussion here make it clear that the capillary rise is due to the surface tension, due to the surface tension. It is larger for a small a value, smaller a. You know, it is the order of few centimeters for fine capillaries. For example, if we take small a as 0.05 centimeters, using the value of surface tension of water, right, we found that H is equal to 2s by rho ga, and substitute the values regarding the water, and regarding the a value regarding the small a value 0.05 centimeters. Okay, right, that is equal to 2.98 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters, that is equal to 2.98 centimeters will come. See here, the liquid meniscus is convex for mercury, right? The liquid meniscus is convex for mercury. If cos theta is negative, then from this expression, that is what Pi minus P naught plus H rho g is equal to Pi is equal to Pa. It is clear that the liquid will be lower in the capillary, right? So the shape of the meniscus, which is very important for getting drug research. Okay, it is very important. That's why what I am saying is here regarding that nature of the liquid, either it is water or honey or mercury, the shape of the meniscus will be changed. That's what he want to conclude. But capillary means this is what clear here regarding the water we got 2.98 centimeters. Okay, right. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, that is next continuation one, application. It is a simple application. Detergents and surface tension. Detergents and surface tension. Okay, right. Here I drew some pictures. Based on these pictures I will explain you how surface tension helps us to remove the dust from cloths while washing the cloths. At the same time, how the surf excel, what we are using, which helps us to remove the grease-like stains. Grease-like stains. To remove the how surf excel helps us with the help of the property, that is what surface tension, the property of fluids, how grease-like stains removed from shirt or pant, etc., whatever it may be the cloth. Okay, right. See here. Actually, we clean dry cloths containing grease and oil stains sticking to cotton or other fabrics by adding detergents or soap to water. Am I right? Soaking cloths in it and shaking. Am I right or not? See how we are going to wash our clothes. But we are going to take certain amount of surf in the tub and then we are going to add water. After completion of that, we are going to insert shirts or pants, whatever it may be the fabric or cloth. Now we are going to, that is what, shaking. After completion of certain time, half an hour or 1 hour, like that we are going to clean our dry clothes. Okay, right. Now see the process, how it will be happen, how the surf excel will remove the grease or whatever it may be the stains. Okay, right. See, suppose for example, if you wash with only water, will it remove the grease stains? Okay. Suppose this is because water does not wet greasy dirt. So if you use only water without using surf excel or soap, it is not possible to remove because water does not wet the grease alone. That's why there is a very little area of contact between them, between the water and grease. Now, if water could wet grease, the flow of water could carry some grease away. Am I right? Something of this sort is achieved through detergents. That's what we are going to. Some gap is there. So the water cannot remove the complete grease. It may taken away somewhat but not complete. So that gap is going to fulfilled by the detergents. Now, the molecules of detergents are hairpin shaped. The molecules of detergents are hairpin shaped. The molecules of detergents are like this. The molecules of detergents are hairpin shaped with one end attached to water and other end to molecules of grease. Other end to molecules of the grease. Right. Right, other end to the molecules of the grease, oil or wax, thus tending to form water-oil interfaces. Water-oil interfaces like this. Water-oil interfaces, right? And you can see this picture. Here you can see, right? Okay, now, in our language, we would say that addition of detergents whose molecules attract at one end and say oil on the other reduces drastically the surface tension S. The surface tension S. So detergents reduces the surface tension. Detergents reduce the surface tension. So that is what the water and grease will make like a, that is what combined situation. See here you can see like this. Okay. Now it may even become energetically favorable to form such interfaces, that is, globes of dirt surrounded by the detergents and then by water. Globes of dirt, right? Globes of dirt surrounded by detergents and then by water. This kind of process using surface active detergents or surfactants is important not only for cleaning but also in recovering oil mineral oats. Recovering in oil, comma, mineral, oats, etc. Okay, right. Here you can see the pictures. It is water like, it is like detergent molecules, soap molecules or detergent molecules, right? So here it is like a green grease stains, how it is going to mix, right? And here also that is what, for example, here you can say soap molecules with the head attracted to water, with head attracted to water, and here platter with particles of greasy dirt, and here water is added, dirt is not dislodged. Here this is what detergents is added, the inert waxy ends of its molecules are attached to the boundary where water meets dirt. Water meets dirt. Okay, right. Here inert ends surrounded dirt, and the platter dirt can now be dislodged. Say by moving water. Here dirt is held suspended surrounded by soap molecules. Dirt is held suspended or surrounded by soap molecules. Okay, right. So this is what detergent action in terms of what detergent molecules will do. At last we have an example problem that we will discuss. Example 10.2. Example 10.12. The lower end of a capillary tube of diameter 2.00, okay, 2 millimeters is dipped 8 centimeters below the surface of water, 8.00 centimeters below the surface of water in a beaker, full stop. What is the pressure required in the tube? What is the pressure required in the tube in order to blow a hemispherical bubble? In order to blow a hemispherical bubble at its end in water. Okay, they have given surface tension of water at temperature of the experiments is 7.30 into 10 to the power of minus 2 Newton per meter. That is one thing. And afterwards, one atmospheric pressure already we know, that is 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. A density of water we know, that is 1000 kg per meter cube. And acceleration due to gravity also given, that is 9.80 meter per second square. Asking also calculate the excess pressure. Okay, right. Now, see, the lower end of a capillary tube of diameter 2 millimeter is dipped 8 centimeter below the surface of water in a beaker. Full stop. What is the pressure required in the tube in order to blow a hemispherical bubble at its end in water? Also calculate the excess pressure. Now, first see here. You know the excess pressure in a bubble of a gas. I didn't write here, but I am saying. Please listen carefully. The excess pressure in a bubble of gas in a liquid is given by 2S by R. Am I right? The excess pressure in a bubble of gas in a liquid is given by 2S by R, where S is the surface tension of the liquid gas interface. Okay, right. You should note that there is only one liquid surface in this case. Okay, so I will repeat once again. The excess pressure in a bubble of gas in a liquid is given by 2S by R, where S is the surface tension of the liquid gas interface. You should note that there is only one liquid surface in this case. In this case, right? Next, continuation. That is what you can say. The radius of the bubble is small r. Now the pressure outside the bubble P0 equals atmospheric pressure plus pressure due to 8 centimeters of water column. That is what mathematically you can write like this. Okay, this will give us 1.01784 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. If the pressure inside the bubble is Pi is equal to P0 plus 2S by R. Now substitute the values. Totally we are getting here Pi as 1.02 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Okay. See, where the radius of the bubble is taken to be equal to the radius of the capillary tube, because the bubble is hemispherical. Bubble is hemispherical. Okay, that is okay. So if you round off, if you rounding, if you consider the rounding off process, what we discussed in our units and measurement chapter. So if you rounding off means the excess pressure in the bubble will become like 146 Pascal. 146 Pascal. Okay, right. So that is the information he is asking to calculate, and we calculated. Okay, ma? Right. So with this class we completed this chapter, mechanical properties of fluids. In our next class we are going to start new chapter, that is thermal properties of matter. Thermal properties of matter. Okay, right. Thank you.